Hey, we're back. So we're 25 weeks in to the pregnancy, and so we've been trying to start a family blog. You can say, vlog.
Those videos.
Vlog, and we're trying to do it like way before.
So I kind of thought of the idea to start the vlog after we posted the gender reveal. We only had like 30 people there. We wanted it to be really small and intimate, and when I posted it, we got over like 2,000 views and all these comments, and it really meant so much to us and just made us realize how many people are watching us and happy for us and excited.
Hey.
You know, I've been wanting to start this for a while now, but
We got some bad news, but
so after a certain point in your pregnancy, you have to start taking all of these blood tests. So I was getting my blood drawn like every time I had a doctor's appointment. And I got my blood drawn and they told me that I took the test a little bit early, so they wanted me to go back because I had some inaccurate results with some red flags. So I went back and redid the test when I was way past when I should have done it. So it definitely shouldn't have come back with any like false positives. And they told us that the baby had a 1 in 5 chance of having spine or brain defects. And it was like the scariest thing in the entire world. We were both at work, we worked together at the time, and we both were just crying, didn't know what to do. We had to leave work and like immediately go to the doctors.
they called us on the Thursday. They wanted us to come for Monday, so
Yeah.
we were gonna spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday without knowing what.
They did an ultrasound, and like the baby was like moving around, everything was good, but the doctors were like kind of like whispering, like, oh yeah,
Right.
I see it, I see it, I see it. So we knew that something wasn't right. They say you don't need an ultrasound until you're at 20 weeks. So I was at like 17 weeks at the time, hadn't had an ultrasound yet. I'd heard the baby's heartbeat. I had seen it like on a little mini handheld ultrasound, like just the baby when it looked like a little like grape. Since the baby had gotten bigger, like I hadn't seen him at all. And they said that our baby had an issue with his abdominal wall. So what that means is like when your baby is forming its skin inside, the skin starts at the spine and wraps its way around the front. And on the right side of our son, his skin just stopped developing for whatever reason that is.
We don't know why. It's not our fault.
They said it's really common in young moms. But they have no idea what causes it. And so it's like official term is called gastroschisis. Our baby's intestines are growing outside of the body and just like floating around out there. And for some babies, it's the stomach and the kidneys and
Other organs and stuff like that, but thankfully, we've got more tests, and they're saying it's just the small intestine, which is great. It's good news counteracting the bad news. At least we don't have its stomach or its lungs floating around.
Right.
It's just the small intestine, which is usually good when it comes to that kind of stuff.
yeah, they wouldn't tell us too much, so we had to wait. When we found that out, it was like, okay, it was peace of mind knowing the baby's spine is okay. And we really didn't tell anybody when we first found out. The only people that knew were my mom, his mom, my sister, that was it. And a lot of my family still doesn't know, and this might be how you find out. So don't take this in the wrong way. Please don't be hurt by not knowing. It's really hard for us to talk about. It's hard for me to get out without crying and getting really upset. But it's just every time I tell someone new, it's like going through all of it, like all over again.
They ask, how's the baby doing? Or
Right. Why did your due date get changed? Yeah.
It's really hard to talk about. You gotta keep explaining it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just really hard to talk about.
And we were so excited. I took it really hard because we found out on Thursday that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I wouldn't get out of bed. I was just crying all the time.
Sleep.
No, it was horrible. And the first thing that you think is why me? What did I do? We wanted a family so bad, and we were so happy. We found out, and Ozzy just kept telling me don't let this ruin your excitement. You know what I mean? This is still a beautiful thing, and it can be fixed with a couple, one, maybe two small surgeries.
That's what I wanted to talk about is the good things that's coming from this. It's just a 95% successful rate for babies with these operations, and it's always great to hear. Thank God it's not anything else. We hear lots of success stories with other babies.
Yeah.
They're just fine. It's this journey, this pain is only temporary, and so we gotta thank God. We thank God every day that it's not anything worse, and it is fixable. And we have to have faith and pray that our baby's gonna be just fine. My son, he comes from a family of strong people. Our families are very strong, so we know he's gonna be.
And we have great support systems, which helps so much because the beginning was the hardest part. And now, I wanted to start this vlog and be so excited and happy, and as soon as we found that out, it was
it's hard to start it.
Right. It was I felt like I couldn't document my pregnancy or the baby because we had to hide this whole part of our lives and what we're going through, So today we had an appointment with Boston Children's and Brigham Women's Hospital in Boston, and on the way home, my mom was like, well, we can't just keep this a secret forever. People are gonna find out, and people are gonna ask, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you come to me? And that's when I was like, well, I really wanted to start this vlog, but it's hard for me to talk about, and I didn't know if I wanted the whole world to know. I didn't want people to feel sorry for us or feel
right.
You know what I mean? And that's when my mom was like, well, it just might help somebody else who has a baby that gets diagnosed with this, because the beginning was horrifying.
We didn't know what this is the first time I've ever heard of this.
Right.
She's never heard of it. Our families have never heard of it.
No, and we've all been blessed to have beautiful, perfectly healthy babies in our family. So then finding out, we had to give birth a month early, and it's just a lot to take in. I have this, baby binder. We have 1 million doctors, so it's hard to keep track of everything. But just to kind of show you guys, it's not scary or anything. I had an MRI a couple weeks ago when we first went to Boston Children's to meet the baby surgeon. And, at first we couldn't talk about it without crying. At first we were a total mess. And now that we've gone to a few appointments, we've talked with genetic counselors, surgeons, nurses, I feel better about it, more confident,
We have the best hospital in Boston.
Yeah, and our son is in a stable condition right now. You never know the further along you go, more intestines could come out, an organ could come out, you know, it could progress. And I really have just had to jumpstart everything since then. Like, move everything up, prepare myself way sooner.
Baby shower, everything.
Yeah, the baby shower, the gender reveal, everything just had to be pushed way up. And I'm okay with that completely. I get to meet my son sooner, which is cool. It's scarier with preemies because they have more complications sometimes. Boston Children's gave us when we first went there. And they have been so amazing helping us cope and just helping us take notes. You know, I, like a crazy person, am in there trying to write down everything, comprehend everything the first time around. And when you're crying and trying to understand all these like medical terms, it just sometimes can go right over your head, and they'll like have people in the room taking notes for us. I'll ask a question, and then when the doctor's answering it, they'll write down the answer to my question, so in case I miss it, because I'm so just overwhelmed.
It's too much information, you know.
There's a couple of different ways that they treat it, which we won't really know until the day of.
It could be like a one surgery type thing. It could be a two surgery type thing.
Yep.
Or they put it in a silo, which is like a kind of like a plastic like bag kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just naturally go down and where it's supposed to be.
They have like a,
usually takes about
it like
2 weeks.
hangs over the baby while the baby is laying down, so the gravity allows the intestines to go back in the way that it's supposed to, so the intestines don't go in all at once, and then the baby has trouble breathing because it's pushing on the baby's lungs, or the baby doesn't digest properly afterwards.
We're really just doing this because you know, we want to just give back. You know, maybe someone's gonna be going through this a year later, a month later, because we never heard of it. You know, and we wanted to hear that everything was gonna be okay. You know what I mean? And now through Boston and everything they're telling us, we know it's gonna be okay. And
yeah, we have hope again. You know, or as before, it was just all fear.
right, and just fear. We've never heard of this before, and we just really want to give back to other parents who go through this or are going through this.
Yeah.
And you know, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine.
And you know, not only that too, but like our loved
temporary.
ones, we appreciate all the support and love that we get from the people that do know, because I've started to try and tell more people, or you know, apologize, like, I'm sorry that I've been so tense. I just, you know, I'm so happy and so excited. Like, this is my first baby, and it's just like, it's so like a beautiful thing, and I can't let something like this make me miserable for the rest of my time. You know, feeling the baby, he moves all the time now, and it's the best feeling in the world. Yeah, he feels no pain. He has no idea what's going on. He won't feel any pain when he's here either. And you know, hopefully we get to hold him for a little bit before they take him off to surgery. Every baby is different.
Baby came in the NICU for 2 weeks, we go home. It could be
Like-
2 months, you know.
Yeah, we've read some crazy NICU stories. But I wanted to put it all out there. You know, we had a really great appointment today.
It's all good news. All good news. Met the surgeon now.
An hour-long ultrasound. We got a 3D one, so now we know what he's looking like a little bit more.
Look like me.
Yeah, he looks just like Ozzy. Not that I'm mad about that. We were like in a really good mental space today. We went out for dinner with my mom after, and we were like,
Very nice.
my mom's like, oh, I think that's a great idea. That way, you know, you can tell people without having to like look them in the face and go through it all over again, basically, because it really is. It's like talking about the day we found out brings me back to like literally bawling my eyes out in a cubicle. Like this way, we can document the rest of the pregnancy, and if
Keep
people
vlogging.
have questions, we can answer them, or other parents, you know, find out about this and want to talk to us about it. We're there.
Things that the baby has, like defects. This is one common defect that is increasing every year.
Well, the first doctor that we went to said that she had not seen a baby with this case since she was in training to become a doctor. So then we went to Boston, and Boston said that they see 10 babies a year that have this.
Yeah, it's tough, you know. Yeah, that's tough. We're gonna continue to pray,
Yeah.
have faith,
And if anybody knows babies who have had this and like are good now and happy little kids, like please tell us, because it makes us feel so much better when we hear stuff like that. There are still risks. Like that's the reason that my due date was moved up. The longer past 34, 36 weeks you go, the chance like doubles for you just losing the baby. The body thinks that you're further along than you are. So a lot of women will give birth super early because the body thinks the baby's bigger than the baby is.
That's
That's that.
Done?
Yeah.
I just want to say, you know, keep praying. Thank you for all the support that we get. You know, we really appreciate it. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be back.